Hello students! Welcome back to class! Today we have a new student here, all the way from TikTok. Now this guy usually has about 2 million followers over there, but over here he doesn't have that many followers. But he decided to come over here into our classroom here over on YouTube and give us a little presentation. Now I have been looking at Ethan's presentation and I took lots and lots of notes. I wrote down about, 14, I stopped at about 18 points, which is about this at this point in the video. And I just stopped because I noticed this clip here where he says, by all means, please tell me how being an animal rights activist is more important. So in Ethan's presentation, basically what he talked about is how it's okay to hurt animals. It's okay to keep eating them. It's okay to pay into these cycles of violence where they are raped, tortured, and murdered. And he thinks that it's okay for religious people to hurt animals. It's okay for the LGBTQ community to hurt animals. It's okay for bullies like him to hurt animals. And so what I thought I would do is I would have a look here at this quick video, which is by somebody here on YouTube, another student named David Rams. And David also did a presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the two because I already have a lot of notes about Ethan's presentation. So let's have a look at what David is presenting here.
A vegan YouTuber just posted this clip of slaughterhouse workers throwing cow shit at him and other activists for trying to expose what was going on inside this truck.
Wow. Okay, so David starts off right away his presentation immediately talking about the animals, immediately talking about the activists, and immediately showing footage of the activists being abused for showing what goes on with the animals. So David, you get a check mark for talking about the subject. The subject is animal rights, so thank you for staying on topic. David, you get a check mark for showing what happens to animal rights activists. Basically, this is an example, a perfect example of vegan phobia. Now, Ethan Trace, when I've looked at all of his notes, it seems to me that he is also an example of somebody who is vegan phobic. He thinks it's okay to bully animal rights activists. So this is pretty shocking here. I actually want to see this again, David.
YouTuber just posted this clip of slaughterhouse workers throwing cow shit at him and other activists for trying to expose what was going on inside this truck.
So the slaughterhouse workers did not want these activists to film things. They didn't want them to tell the truth. And they didn't want to show the truth. And what happens is a lot of times these activists, as you can see, they get shit thrown at them, they get beat up, they get their phones stolen and smashed. And, you know, people like Ethan Trace seem to think that that's okay because they never even bother to watch the footage, even though animal rights activists worked extremely hard to get that footage. People like Ethan Trace think it's okay to basically make fun of these type of people who spend their entire lives trying to defend the most innocent among us, the animals, who never did a single thing wrong. Let's see what else happens here.
And what they were trying to film was workers who were killing a pregnant, injured cow inside the truck because they couldn't get her out because of her injury.
Wow. Okay. First of all, thank you so much to this gentleman who made the original video. Can you imagine? Can you imagine witnessing a murder and while you're trying to film it and tell the world about it, people are throwing shit at you? Do you know the kind of people who do that? People like Ethan Trace. He thinks it's funny to make fun of animal rights activists simply for trying to tell the truth. Wow. Okay, David Rams, thank you so much for showing this other animal activist's work. This is also amazing. It's very good when animal rights activists show one another's work, help to promote one another, work together in unison to get the message out there to people like Ethan Trace who think that this is okay. This is okay with somebody like him. Murdering mother cows, murdering innocent animals who never did a single thing wrong to hurt him ever. And he thinks it's okay, not just to pay people to murder these animals, but then to eat their flesh. And not just eat their flesh in front of millions of his followers. And not just eat their flesh in front of millions of the followers. Also encourage those followers to do the same thing. And he now promotes t-shirts that he sells, which promotes this exact thing. Ethan Trace, you have just gotten yourself 10 X's for promoting murder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ethan, you also got 10 X's for promoting people buying shirts that make fun of animal rights activists and the pain that they go through and the animals suffering. Another 10 X's for you. What can I say? David, you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you get an extra bonus check marks for promoting the work of another animal rights activist. Thank you so much to David Rams. And we are only 20 seconds into his report. From what I can see right now, David Rams has 100% on his report. He's talked about the animals. He's talked about the activists. He's basically showing an example of vegan phobia in the first 20 seconds. He is showing the murder of an innocent animal and exposing this to everyone. This animal rights activist and the other one should all have millions of followers, not bullies like Ethan Trace who make fun of people like this, who get paid money to make fun of people like this, who try to promote products, t-shirts, making fun of people like this. Let's watch some more and see how the rest of this video compares to my incredible amount of notes that I took from Ethan Trace. Ethan Trace, who thinks that religion is an excuse for animal abuse. Wow. And he thinks that somebody having Asperger's is an excuse to abuse animals. I think that people with Asperger's are quite intelligent and able to understand that abuse is wrong. Wow. Yeah. Oh, he also thinks that animal rights activists send death threats to farmers, which is not what animal rights activists ever do. Animal rights activists are caring people. They are trying to convince the farmers to grow crops instead of to murder. Animal rights activists are about peace. We want the suffering to stop, Ethan. I think you got that a bit mixed up. And you shouldn't go around accusing people of sending death threats if they never did it, Ethan. You know? I think you know that's kind of not cool. You have no proof of that. Let's give Ethan another 10 X's, actually. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because when you wrongly accuse somebody like that, Ethan, the amount of harm that does is immeasurable. These kinds of people don't send death threats to anybody.
They did this without any stunning, without any professional equipment. They just went in there with knives and cut her up. If you're still...
What did she do wrong to deserve that? Ethan, how can you think it's okay to pay people to hurt animals? Thank you so much, David, for showing that. It's very, very hard to watch. It's extremely painful to know of the suffering that animals go through every minute of every day. 100,000 animals are killed every minute because of people like this. That's what an animal abuser looks like. That is someone who pays money for the torture and the sadness You see, in life, kids, we're always on the side of being good or being bad. You always have a choice. Every time you use your money to pay for suffering, it means you're bad. That's not what God wants. It's not what the Bible wants. Nobody who has a kind heart wants animals to suffer. People like this care about fame, publicity, and money. They are selfish. People like this care about the truth, about kindness, about helping the suffering. They will even endure having literal shit thrown at them in order to expose the truth. I don't know who this young man is, but he has my utmost respect, as opposed to this man who has my utmost disrespect. This guy is the scum of the earth. This guy is a walking angel. Let's look at some more of this.
And cut her up. If you're still using animal products in 2021, what the hell is wrong with you? There's videos like this literally.
Thank you. What the hell is wrong with you? Another excellent point. If you're still using animals in 2021, Ethan, what the hell is wrong with you? See this guy? Another walking angel on this planet.
All over the internet. There are entire documentaries.
Ethan, do you remember me telling you on TikTok that it's important to watch these documentaries? We have been talking about this on TikTok for months and months, and not one time, Ethan, did you ever refer to the animals and what they go through. Every single video that you ever put out is full of personal attacks. You never look at the underlying message. You never look at what we're really trying to tell you, which is to stop paying for the rape, torture, and murder of these innocent animals. You never talk about the important documentaries, Dominion, Land of Hope and Glory, Unholy Cattle of India. Thank you, David, for reminding people of these important documentaries. 1, 2, 3 check marks.
Documenting all the horrors and all this abuse going on in these industries. And you want to keep paying these scumbags to do this to animals?
You want to keep paying these scumbags, Ethan? I guess you do. Because that's what you do. That's what you've been promoting for months and months. And not only that, you make it your full-time job to try to see to it that animal rights activists are silenced and removed. Shame on you.
Animals what? Because it tastes good? Or because it's easy to live this way? Come on, enough of the bullshit. It doesn't matter.
Thank you, Ethan. Enough of the bullshit. Absolutely no offense to the bulls, but they do have big shit, and I know what you're trying to say. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you have 2 million followers. There's no excuse for animal abuse. It says it right there in giant letters. Thank you, David Rams. Let's have a look at this account, everyone. David Rams. You see that? 9,000 followers. 9,065 followers. This man should have he should actually have 10 million followers. No. How much does the YouTuber have, whose name is Dream, who spends all of his time playing computer games and murdering people in these computer games? Just firing things at objects. Whatever amount of followers Dream has, or whoever the biggest YouTuber is, this guy, David Rams, should have 10 times the followers, because all he is doing is good things in the world, and all of the rest of the YouTubers are doing fuck all. Nothing. Talking about themselves. Unless, of course, you're other animal rights activists. And unless, of course, you are trying to help save children who are suffering. But people like this guy, look at that face. That's the face of an animal abuser. That's the face of somebody who pays people to hurt animals so they can end up on his plate. That's the face of a despicable human.
Matter who you are. You could be gay, straight, bi, or something else. You could be black, white, native, or Asian. You could be a single.
Thank you for mentioning all of these categories, David. You're absolutely right. No matter what your skin color, no matter what your religion, no matter what your sexual orientation, you can be vegan. There's no excuse for this guy. He lives near a grocery store. David, you're an excellent student. This is an incredible presentation.
Single parent with 3 kids. You could be a college student with no responsibilities whatsoever. It doesn't matter. If you're buying meat, dairy, and all other animal products, you're paying for oppression.
Meat, thank you for mentioning meat, dairy, and all animal products, David, and reminding people that they should not be buying these. Thank you for talking about the word oppression. You're absolutely right. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized that this video is a little bit off screen, isn't it? Let's see if I can fix this. I'm not very good at this kind of thing, but let's see if I can. Is that better? All right.
Violence and abuse. If this offends you, good. You should get offended by abuse, oppression, violence.
Yes, absolutely, David. We should be offended. We should be offended by, oh, here he is again. There he is. We should be offended by people like this who promote. Look what he has written on his shirt. You know, most people who have a kind heart for the animals would wear a shirt that talks about the animals or something important in life. What does he talk about? Haircuts. That's what he wants to promote. That's what he wants to promote. That is his claim to fame. That's how he wants to be known in the world. He wants to walk out in the public and have on his shirt something about haircuts. Because that isn't the most shallow thing I've ever heard of in my life. Oh my goodness. Ethan, just giving you another X just for that. You know, it's probably your friend's business, and maybe you're trying to help. But this is a YouTube video where you're supposed to be talking about the animals. This is your oral presentation to that vegan teacher. And that's the outfit you chose? Not too cool.
You're a big boy, a big girl, or a big whatever you identify as. You can handle it, and you can do something about it. Get mad at the people who told you that it was totally fine and okay to do this shit to animals.
Yes, get mad.
Get mad at the people that are doing this to the animals.
Yes.
Stop paying for it.
Yes,
and go
stop
vegan.
paying for it.
Click the link in the pinned comment right now to get free access to a vegan stuff.
He's also giving a call to action. He is actually in his video telling you how you can be vegan. People like Ethan Trace never bother to go to those links. They never bother to educate themselves. But maybe some of you who are watching will have more compassion in your hearts, and maybe more than 2 brain cells to rub together to actually go and look at what the important documentaries are and to learn about what goes on and how you can improve, how you can be an animal rights activist, how you can become vegan.
Starter pack that can help you learn everything you need to know to go vegan. If you enjoy my content.
All right. He also talks about the starter pack. He put it in his comment section. Did Ethan put anything in his comment section about the animals? I didn't see anything. Did Ethan talk about any animal at all in his presentation? The pigs, how they are kept in tight, confined spaces, unable to turn around and see their babies. No. Did Ethan talk about the baby boy chicks who are murdered at birth, put into a giant blender, killed, or put into giant plastic bags where they suffocate to death because those baby chicks are never going to be able to lay eggs? Did Ethan talk about that? No, he didn't. He has not watched the important, necessary documentaries like Dominion Dominion Movement is a very important documentary. I urge all of you to watch that. So, wow, this is incredible. To think that people
posted this clip of slaughterhouse workers throwing cow shit at him.
To think that people would actually throw feces, cow shit, at somebody just for trying to film what goes on is incredible. So, Ethan, your homework. Your homework is to watch the following documentaries: Dominion, Land of Hope and Glory, Cowspiracy, Earthlings, Forks Over Knives, The Game Changers, What the Health. Watch all of those, and Dairy is Scary, which is only 5 minutes. Your job is to watch all of those. That's at least 10 hours of homework, which you should have done way back when you first attacked me and said that you thought that it was okay to eat animals. That's what you should have done. And you can still do it. So go and watch those important documentaries. And then your job is to make another video similar to this one where you talk about how terrible it is to hurt animals. That's your homework, Ethan. What'd I say? No, you weren't listening. Let's try that again. Your homework is to watch the important documentaries: Dominion Movement, Earthlings, Forks Over Knives, Cowspiracy, The Game Changers, What the Health, Dairy is Scary. Right? You can pause the video and rewind if you forget. After that, your homework, Ethan Trace, is to create a video similar to this, talking about why it's wrong to hurt animals and how amazing these two animal rights activists are. And I want you to write also in your script, I want you to say it in your video, how proud you are of these two and how you would love to grow up one day and be like them. Because it seems like in your head, you're really just a child. Time to grow up, Ethan. Time to grow into a man. Be kind. David Rams, fantastic. You have so many check marks. I am so proud of you. You get an A+, and of course, unfortunately, our friend Ethan Trace, our new student, well, he fails. He had so many X's. I actually stopped writing them after a while. Thank you so much to everybody who has come to class today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Subscribe also to David Ram's account. You must subscribe to his account. And I'm going to try to find out who did the original video. Maybe it's in his comments down here. It might be actually, which would be great. And we should also support that animal rights activist. Support animal rights activists and students. If you don't have YouTube accounts where you are talking about the animals, it's time to start. Get on TikTok, talk about the animals. Get on YouTube, talk about the animals. Get on Instagram, talk about the animals. See people like Ethan Trace, tell him to go fuck himself. Thanks, students. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Do 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 do.